pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Whittington.
Present.
Ms. Nesbitt. Present. Ms. Contreras. Ms. Cameron. Present. Ms. Rogers.
Present.
President Gardner.
Present.
Dr. Lawrence.
Present.
Dr. Trejo. Present. Ms. Payne.
Present.
Ms. Bratton.
Present.
Ms. Delgado.
Present. Approval of the agenda, please. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second. Call roll.
Ms. Rogers.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras. Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbitt.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay. Are there any presentations this evening?
Yes. So the purpose of today's presentation is to update the Board of Education on our academic performance over the past 5 years. As you recall from earlier this summer, I provided you an update on our academic progress using ILED data, which is a local assessment tool. Today, what I'm going to focus on is reviewing our performance on the Illinois Assessment of Readiness, which is the IAR, which is a state assessment used to measure the academic progress, academic growth across school districts. So this slide highlights the district's performance on the IAR for reading over the last 5 years. Note that 2020 data is excluded due to the absence of testing caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And so what you see in the colors are, each color represents the school year. So the trends from 2018 to 2022 shows fluctuations in the percentage of students meeting or exceeding expectations, reflecting challenges such as remote learning. To address this, we're doing numerous things. One, we're providing 95% literacy program training. We're providing training for teachers, and we're providing ongoing training throughout the school year. This slide shows the percentage of students meeting or exceeding expectations in IAR math over the same time frame. The data highlights a trend from 2019, which was again interrupted by COVID-19. Since then, we've observed gradual improvements, and to further support teachers, we've implemented coaching strategies using Eureka Math program. To ensure the effectiveness use of these resources, building administrators are conducting classroom walkthroughs using a collaborative developed checklist. This tool will allow us to assess and improve content instruction. Our goal is to continue refining math instruction and provide targeted support to enhance student outcomes. This slide provides cohort data, tracking the same group of students over time to evaluate year-to-year progress on the IAR. This analysis helps us to identify specific grade levels or student groups requiring additional attention to stay on track academically. State-level comparison data is also included to provide, there at the end, to provide context for our district's performance. We will use this information to fine-tune strategies and implement interventions that effectively support student achievement. This slide mirrors the previous one, focusing on cohort data for math. And so as I mentioned before, it kind of shows you over time how our students were doing. For example, in 4th grade, when you look at 3rd grade, they were at 18.6, and then there was a significant drop because nationwide, there was a decrease. And then if you see, they went from 2.4 the following year, the same group of kids, 2.4, 2.3, 1.3, and 6.3. So they dipped. So you could see cohort of data. This slide presents IAR data for each of our district schools, showing the percentage of students meeting or exceeding expectations in reading and math. While variations in performance are evident, math remains our district's greatest challenges. To address this, like I mentioned earlier, we are providing professional development on the Eureka math program and small group instruction to ensure students receive the necessary support. So this chart outlines each school's, so you see here, this is Bryant, Holmes. So on each one of these pages represents one of the schools. Whittier, Brooks. Now this chart outlines each school's designation over the past 5 years and the cut scores required to meet or exceed expectations. Schools are characterized as exemplary, commendable, targeted, comprehensive, or in need of intensive support. While academic progress influences these designations, there are additional factors that I'll get into, such as attendance, school climate also plays a role. These elements will be discussed in further slides. This data guides us in allocating resources and tailoring support to meet state expectations and improve outcomes. So this slide explains the Illinois State Board of Education summative designations as characterized on the following levels. There is exemplary, which these are top performing schools in the top 10% that meet or exceed expectations. We have commendable, where their overall performance may not be up in the 10%, but they don't have any targeted student groups that are below the lowest performing. We also have targeted support, which is one or more student groups are performing at or below the all student groups of the lowest performing 5% of schools. So in order to count as a student group, there must be 20 students or more with the following 8 indicators. So they'll look at children with disabilities, student demographics, economically disadvantaged students, English learners, and former learners. And then we have comprehensive support, which overall the performance is in the bottom 5% of Title I eligible schools statewide. And then we also have intensive support, so this might be a school that has completed a 4-year comprehensive support school improvement cycle, but their performance still remains in the lowest 5%. Luckily, we don't have anybody in that category.
Dr. Sherman?
Yes.
Quick question.
Yeah.
On the slide before this one and this one, the cut score at the top, how does that relate? What I want to know is what are these scores in order to get to the next category, the next level?
So these are the cut. So these cut scores will determine where, if we are either targeted, comprehensive, and so this is where each of the schools are at. But as far as it changes every year, so is that what I'm?
No. So there has to. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
There's a score that says, okay, you got over this score, so you're a targeted school.
Right.
You got over this score, you're comprehensive. So, what are those for?
That is, I'm gonna, there's a slide, because it's not just, it's just not just academics, there's various components.
I know that, I just didn't know if that was like just a number.
Yeah,
So-
so I'll show you in the next slide, okay? Hopefully the chart that I'll explain later will help. Okay, so this one is, I believe, the slide that really describes the components of the summative designation. So if you look at the pie chart, this determines how much weight it has in determining our summative designation. So ELA, English Language Arts, and math growth, they look at the growth. They don't look at proficiency. They want to know that our students are growing. So 25% of the weight holds on ELA and 25% of growth in math. Now, what they also take into consideration is proficiency. Proficiency means how many students are at grade level, right? And so for ELA, it's 7.5%, math, 7.5%, math also 7.5%, and they also look, 5% of it is for science, and then 5% is also how many English learners are moving, are becoming more English proficient, and then 20%, and this is good to know, 20% of the weight also falls on chronic absenteeism, which really tells us that we really need, on top of academics, we really need to look at decreasing the number of students that are in chronic absenteeism. And the definition of chronic absenteeism is students that are missing at least 10% or more of school. And then that 5% is on climate survey. If you recall, every year our families, our staff, and students take the 5 essential survey. Now, it is important that we hit a certain percentage of families that take it. In each school it should be 20%. Staff, we want a high percentage so we can get, because we get points. And so those points is what designates where we are in status. So a climate survey, that should be an easy win. We should get all those points. I don't know how many points are for this year, but I think that's kind of what you're alluding to Ms. Nesbitt, no?
Well, I think I have what she's asking for. So the cutoffs change every year, but I just pulled up the Illinois State Report Card just to share with you. So the exemplary overall index score will be 84.04. So anybody that was higher than 84.04, they'd be your exemplary schools. The comprehensive and targeted overall index score is 40. So between 40 and 84, if your schools perform within that level, that's where you get your commendable status and such. If you perform less than 40, you're at comprehensive. But that range for those overall index scores changes every year. Like this year, the comprehensive targeted index score is 40 for between comprehensive and targeted. But if you look at last year's score, it was 35. So I don't know what causes that fluctuation every year. But every year that index score range, it can change. And so it changes how your schools look too, based on their performance.
Mm-hmm. And so we get points. Mm-hmm. So each district gets points, and based on these components. Mm-hmm. And like I said, they weigh differently. So we need to make sure that our students are growing academically. If our students are growing, we'll get more points. And then the second largest thing is, like I said, chronic absenteeism. You know, if we can decrease that number, we'll get more points. So the more points we get, that's how we get our designation, our summative designation. So you see, there's several components that we really have to focus on. We have to focus on all of them. But you know, again, when it comes to academics, we want to look at, you know, students come with different challenges, but regardless of those challenges, we should be growing our students. And in order to get to the proficiency, in some cases we need to overgrow our students, whether it's 2 years or 3 years. But but I do believe that we'll get there. We will get there. So what are our next steps? So as I mentioned to you in earlier slides, we are providing lots of professional development for our staff. The board adopted the 95% group, and so we're really providing that support to our teachers. They were actually here in all of our buildings, our elementary buildings, last week. And also, they are also receiving some coaching on Eureka, which is our math program. Now, there's also coaching from ISC 4 on small group instruction. And so what that means is ensuring that we are providing students what they need in small groups. If we are only teaching whole group, not all students are getting what they need. So there's professional development that's going to be happening with, for teachers on small group instruction. And also data analysis. How do we look at data? How do we read data? What do we do with the data? I often say sometimes districts are information rich, or data rich, but information poor. So there's no use in having all this data if we're not doing anything with it. So we are providing also training for our teachers on how to look at the data, how to read the data, and how to use the data to support the instruction. And we're also going to continue doing professional development with Stop Us, which is also a reading series that really focuses on comprehension. Now, as you saw in the previous slide, where we get rated 5% on the climate survey, right? We also need to focus on climate and culture. That's where they get the information. How are families feeling about our district? How are our students feeling about their safety, about their instruction, their teachers? So we know that if we don't have positive climate and culture, then people won't want to be here. So while we want our students to come to school every day, we need to improve the climate and culture with not only our students but also with our staff. We want our staff to want to be here every day.
Okay, so something like the climate and culture, how is that data gathered? Like, does the state send out surveys?
Yes, it's a 5 essential survey.
To the principals or the administrators?
It's, the survey is given to students, families, and all of the staff. So that's why I said we should be getting that 5%. You know, that's an easy win. We can ensure that everybody is taking the survey. Now, the biggest challenge with the survey is, can we get at least 20% of our families per building for that data to count? So, you know, our principals, you know, can have that influence on our families to take it, whether it's, you know, coming to a building for an event. Hey, did you take the survey? So that's something that we're going to really work hard to ensure that we're getting those points. But I also know, based on what you just said, I know there's some buildings that are also doing their own internal pulse surveys to just see how are teachers feeling, how can we support them better so that they feel like they are being heard. And also something that we're focusing on, equity for special education and our bilingual learners. And last but certainly not least is ensuring that we have that we increase teacher retention and recruitment. We want to make sure that teachers want to be here and want to stay long term, and that we are recruiting the best trained teachers. So those are our next steps. Now, I shared with you this information, our IAR, what you will see at our next board meeting in January. You'll be hearing from our principals, and they'll be sharing an update on how our students are doing with the local assessment, which is called iReady, which is the information that I gave you in the summer. But now our students have taken the iReady assessment in the fall, and they're actually in the middle of finishing up the winter benchmark testing. So in January, you'll be hearing an update on how our students are progressing. Any questions?
It's good information.
Thank you.
No more questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Tiffany. Next we have correspondence.
Yes, I have a Christmas card. It reads, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to Dr. Lawrence, Superintendent, District 152, Board, and entire central office staff, sending warmest wishes for a happy holiday. Blessings, Gloria Johnson.
Okay, next we have the President's report. I want to share that I and some of the other board members may have went to different locations because we had a wonderful play called Matilda. And I was able to go to Brooks and enjoy the play. Then the Brooks students brought the play to Maya Angelou so that our students at Maya Angelou could also see the play. And it was a musical, and it was just very enjoyable. Some of us also was able to attend the basketball game, where Harvey School District 152 played the city. And once again, Harvey School Board 152 won. So it was really exciting to watch everyone engage, the parents, the students, the staff, and it was wonderful. A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, some of the board members and Dr. Lawrence and Dr. Trejo, we went out to the Academy for Global Citizens in the city. They have a program where they are farming, and you know we are a food desert here. But we went there, I think it was Joe, Ms. Hawkins, myself, and we went out there and we saw what can be done, bringing it to our community. And I just wanted to hear anything from Joe, if he would like to share what.
Yeah, we went to two places, but one of them was in as well.
Right.
But the one that I saw was futurist, is a school that was not built like these buildings here, made of glass, modern, like the downtown building, but they were bright. Even the sitting round was not chairs. It was a little covets for kids to study with laptops. It was really what I would think the future would look like for our children if they were in another element. And I was very impressed with that because they didn't call their classrooms. They called them modulars. They had, what's the name of the water, the hydroponic in the classroom. Actually, the kids can eat the vegetables year-round vegetables that they actually have with their lunch. Everything was just different. I'm very glad to see what the future's gonna look like if we're gonna go that way. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to share that because it was very exciting for us to see. Like I said, Dr. Trejo and Dr. Lawrence also went. And we're looking into doing some new things in Harvey School District 152. And I just wanted to share it with everyone tonight. Okay, next we have the Board of Education meeting minutes. Special meeting November 12th, 24, and the regular meeting November 18th, 24. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Rogers.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay. Next, we have our business operation reports.
All right. I guess since Ms. Nichols is out, I pretty much get a chance to fill in and just share some of the information and some of those action items that will come up with the business operations report, going into the finance report. Administration recommends the approval of the November 2024 finance report.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Rogers. Aye. Ms. Cameron. Aye. Ms. Contreras. Ms. Nesbit. Aye. Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
With our accounts payable, we had 2 accounts payable lists for November 2024, which had a grand total of $1,700,380.92. Administration recommends approval.
So moved.
Second. Call the roll.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron. Aye. Ms. Rogers.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit. Aye. President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
With respect to payroll, November 2024 payroll, we had an entry on 11/13/2024 for $7,156. We had 3 installments on 11/22 for a grand total, a payroll grand total of $648,201.88. Administration recommends your approval.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Rogers. Aye. Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras. Ms. Nesbit. Aye. President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
This month, we didn't have any facility usage requests. And the next action item was with respect to the 2024 tax levy. I know we had information that was shared before in the presentation. You have that information. So administration recommends action to approve the 2024 tax levy.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Rogers. Ms. Nesbit. Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
That concludes the business operations report for the month of December 16, 2024.
Next, we have the committee reports, curriculum.
We canceled this month's curriculum.
No DTAC finance report.
I will present on behalf of Ms. Hawkins, Board Member Hawkins. Finance Committee met on Monday, December 9th at 4:30 p.m. The meeting was called to order at 4:32 p.m. Present was myself, Board Member Hawkins, Linda Hawkins, Dr. Lawrence, Ms. Nichols, Ms. Garcia, Yadira Garcia, Mr. Herrera, and Mr. Alfred Daniels. First item, monthly finance report. Ms. Nichols reviewed the November 2024 finance report. Beginning total fund balance, $35,851,653. Ending total fund balance, $37,590,898. The budget is currently balanced with the goal of remaining balanced by June. Next item, discuss November 2024 student activity report. Beginning balance of $10,319.83. Final balance after transaction, $7,282.14. The Harvey School account will be dissolved and the balance of $871.48 will be distributed to Whittier School, distributed equally to the 4 elementary schools. The next item discussed, final fiscal year 24 grant expenditures. All fiscal year 24 grants are closed. Next item, TTO updates, that's the Thornton Treasurer's Office updates. The board, not this board, Thornton Treasurer's Board, has recommended an interim. The attorney is currently working through contract logistics before the interim treasurer will begin. The position has been posted for 5 to 6 months with no qualified candidates. Search firm BWP has been contracted to now lead the search. Cash pool reconciliation, Ms. Nichols provided the clarification surrounding the district's fiscal year 23 audit results. The findings related to the district's cash position. TTO's audit report reflects $2.2 million cash in question. At the time of the audit, TTO was unclear on the amount to allocate to each of the participating districts. This amount is expected to be properly allocated in the fiscal year 24 audit. Our cash position will increase or stay the same. This will not cause a reduction. Number TRS, next item, number TRS penalty. The district will remit a penalty of $5,989 to TRS. Next item, closing of BMO Empress account. This will be an action item on tonight's agenda. The recommendation is to close the Empress account. This account has not been used for years. We've discussed this in the past, and no action was taken, so we will be closing that account tonight. Next item, buildings and grounds report. Mr. Daniels has been focused on preparing for the upcoming health, life safety inspection scheduled for December 17th. Brooks HVAC upgrades, action item on tonight's agenda. Ms. Nichols reviewed the change order from position totaling $157,000. The change order presented reflects the priority repairs needed to improve the current heating conditions in the building. Bryant fencing, this will also be an action item on tonight's agenda. Change order for the additional fencing at Bryant Playground due to the playground being relocated, requiring revised fencing. Additional fencing is needed to enclose both playgrounds. Next item, discuss technology report. Oscar Herrera reported all cameras and alarm systems functioning well. Issues were reported at Angelo, and Sonatrol was called out for assistance. Food menus have been updated on the school district website. Risk assessment report being prepared. The technology department is looking into an anti-phishing campaign to train staff on identity. I got that today from you, dear. Did you get the answer? Y'all clicked on it. You did. Identifying phishing emails. There were no facility usage requests, and the meeting adjourned at 5:20 p.m. I move that we accept the Finance Committee meeting minutes as presented.
Second. Call the roll.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras. Ms. Nesbit.
Aye.
Ms. Rogers. Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And there will be action items. Do we do them now? Dr. Gardner.
Sure. So the first action item, the Finance Committee, the committee recommends approval to close the BMO Impress account.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Rogers.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit. Ms. Contreras. President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next action item, the committee recommends approval of a precision change order in the amount of $157,000 for priority HVAC repairs at Brooks Middle School.
So moved.
Second. Oh, good.
Call the roll.
Ms. Rogers. Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras. Ms. Nesbit.
Aye.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And final action item, the committee recommends approval of a pro line change order in the amount of $34,775 for additional fencing at Bryant School.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit.
Aye.
Ms. Rogers. Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We're now ready for our personnel report. Personnel committee met on Tuesday, November 12th, 2024, 3:15. The meeting called to order. Board member Rogers, Whittington, Administrator Dan Nichols, and payroll attendants. We had retirements and resignation as a retirement from Daniela Estrada, effective the 26-27 school year. Stephanie Tucker, you will see that request to rescind retirement. Further discussion will be made upon that as a follow-up. There was no resignations. An appointment of Christy Lopez for Brooks Middle School secretary. Leave of absence. There were 2 leave of absence with an extension. Job description revision for parent educator was done. Overtime procedures were discussed, and a form was put together for overtime procedures with final approval of administrators here. We had them in place, but no procedures were actually written and not followed through. Open enrollment for our insurance, health insurance, dental, vision, and life insurance is December 1st, December 31st. The total increase for the amount of $214,678, raising our annual premium. But the board will only cover 70% of that amount. Employee assistance program, there's a great program for employee assistance. The committee also presented the CureLink Employee Assistance Program, which will provide all staff with 8 free counseling sessions annually. This program is designated to support staff mentally, emotionally, and behavioral health, improving overall health and productivity.
And the cost for that is $5,313 annually, which is yearly, which will be valuable assets for employees in the district. Timeline for disciplinary action and personnel files, there was some discussion over timeline for that and how long it should go. The committee decided to refer this issue to the attorney for further information. We have some personnel complaints, and those are currently 2 active personnel complaints, and 1 I think we will discuss tonight in executive session. The meeting adjourned at 3:49 p.m. The action items will be given during the superintendent's report for personnel, unless you want to do them now. I would ask for a motion to, read the motion myself with the minutes.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Whittington,
Aye.
Ms. Contreras,
Aye.
Ms. Rogers,
Aye.
Ms. Cameron,
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit,
Aye.
President Garber.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay, the action items.
Okay, first action item we have here, the administration recommends action to approve retirement for Larry Green Jr., effective December 17th.
So,
Second.
Larry Green.
It's a resignation. Resignation.
Larry Green Jr. is the resignation.
Oh, I'm sorry,
It's not
retirement.
my action item, that's my action. I think it's out of his report, that's why I said it should be part of his report.
The added sheets that she had sitting there for you is on that.
And we have the December minutes.
Oh,
Those are the
all
December
right,
minutes.
go right ahead.
And so with the December minutes, again, the action item, administration recommends action to approve the retirements. We didn't have any at this time from the November minutes, from the December minutes. I think some of the information I was just shared with minutes from November.
I got it. So you're looking at the retirement for December, and here's the December personnel committee meeting.
Okay.
Right, you can go right here for the informants. Go ahead, because I got it.
Okay. We can do the minutes or go into the action items.
Action items, all of our action items.
Okay, great. So the action items again for, the administration recommends the action to approve. There were no retirements. Administration recommends action to approve resignations. We have 1 resignation of Larry Green Jr. This is effective December 17th.
did you already get a first and second?
I received the first and a second. It was just a mix up of what
Yeah,
it was. So it wasn't a retirement, it was a resignation.
Yeah.
And I did receive the first and a second.
Continue.
You have the first and second.
Call the roll.
Call the
thank
roll.
you.
Mr. Whittington,
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit,
Aye.
Ms. Contreras,
Aye.
Ms. Cameron,
Aye.
Ms. Rogers,
Aye.
President Garber.
Aye. Motion carried.
The next action item was, administration recommends action to approve the appointments for December of Lisa Norfleet, social worker, effective January 6th.
So,
Question.
Okay.
So, the one that's on the original report is no longer being recommended? Because you have a recommendation that didn't carry over to the new, the update. So if you go back in the packet, there was a recommendation for secretary.
No, so those were the wrong, incorrect minutes. If you go back and look at this. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you saying, you stating that the minutes that's in the board package is the incorrect minutes?
Correct.
And this is why this was placed before
Correct.
us today, to be brought forward?
Correct.
All right.
As it was called on Tuesday, December 10th, 2024 at 3:15. What you see here was not a whole lot, it was just hiring and employment. All the stuff that we had last month was different. So the hiring and employment and the recommendation will come to the superintendent anyway. So you just go through and make the recommendations. It's the same thing here, there's really no discussion other than hiring. So it's your recommendation, not ours. You do make the recommendation of us hiring. If you would go over those and do it right down this list, it would be fine. Okay, so we got Larry.
Right, we have Larry for the resignation. We have the appointment for Lisa Norfleet, social worker. And we have the leave of absence for Yolanda Polk, intermittent leave beginning November 1st. and Vanessa Young getting an extension November 11th through January 7th, 25.
So we need to vote on the appointment. We haven't voted, because I asked the question. So she never called it.
Okay, the
That's
appointment.
true, we got a first and a second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Rogers.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit. Aye. Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, now we'll get to
Leave of
the
absence.
leave of absence. Administration recommends the approval of leave of absence for Yolanda Polk, continuing leave beginning November 1st through May 31st, and Vanessa Young, an extension beginning November 11th, 24 through January 7th, 25.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Rogers.
Aye.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit. Aye. President Gardner.
Aye. Motion carried.
Next, we have policy report.
Policy, met on Tuesday, December 10th. Called to order at 1:45. Present was I, Dr. Lawrence, Serena Thomas, and Nicole Wright. The committee reviewed the Press Plus issue, 116, and we also reviewed policy 820 facility usage requests and made updates to administrative procedures. We adjourned at 4:18. I move to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Rogers. Aye. Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit. Aye. President Gardner.
Aye. Motion carried.
Action items for the policy committee. The policy committee recommends Harvey School District 152 Board of Education approve Press Plus issue 116 as presented.
Can we get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit. Aye. Ms. Rogers.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye. Motion carried.
And lastly, the policy committee recommends Harvey School District 152 Board of Education to approve the second reading of Press Plus issue 116 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit. Aye. Ms. Rogers. Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye. Motion carried.
Now we have the Illinois Association of School Board. Ms. Rogers, no report. Parent advisory.
Good evening, everyone. I am so excited. This is the most happiest time of the year, so I'm always excited to spend this evening with all of you. Just a few quick announcements. I just wanted to acknowledge ISC for an Illinois Board of Education for always sharing and liking all of our posts on our Facebook page and even visiting our website. They're always sharing that information with their community. So it's always good that we have that wonderful information. Thank you, principals. Thank you, assistant principals. And thank you all for being able to have an opportunity for us to share the amazing things happening here in Harvey. Next thing I want to say is that we're excited. So the second newsletter will be out in January. So principals, if you can give me more information in so we can have our second newsletter out for the winter. And that is all. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody.
All right. Thank you for that report. Next we have the foundation no report at this time. For your information in your packet, the enrollment, the vacancy report, ECHO's report, Angelo Construction Stakeholder Committee notes, the board poll results. Are there any FOIA requests? Okay, but I was told I have to ask. Okay. Next we have audience comments and questions. Are there any comments or questions from the audience? If not, at this time, we will prepare to go into closed session. We will go into closed session for the employment, compensation, negotiation, hearing, discipline, performance, or dismissal of a specific employee of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing a testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body to determine its validity.
So moved.
Second. Call the roll.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit. Aye. Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron. Aye. Ms. Rogers. Aye. President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
A little song or Tell Me Dog or something.
I didn't even know that.
Come on, pick one, you like it though.
I was trying to see. Chicken fried.
Yes, ma'am.
Who wants this laptop?
We took a nap.
It's too cold to take a nap.
We took a little nap, you know. Berserk sends his love. He says, send him hugs, but I got tired or something, so he had to go home.
He looked tired.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, I'm done.
That's all I was telling him.
Does he still practice his jokes?
Yeah.
Good,
Oh, he started laughing.
yeah.
I'm trying to get him to do something. He's doing a lot better though.
I went down with the physical therapist was still with me,
Mhm.
and my sister told me that he had twice overnight, which means he can get out of bed, which is good and bad because now we got to start knocking stuff up in it. But
I went and bought me some special shoes. I'm not used to change. I just want to change a little bit. They change every in 1 month. All of a sudden,
well, arthritis was started on this.
Yeah.
There's arthritis in his knees, but because he doesn't
Yeah.
stuff, you know, so.
Yeah, I need to watch that,
He's healthy.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I need to watch the video that Regina
He
did.
just needed to sleep. But the thing about it, they ran all the tests, blood tests, vitals, scans, everything. Man, how can you mean?
How did you know?
I guess I can do brain scans and it just shows the weight of it. I didn't see it. It shows that the performance is brain, it's very out and CT stuff. It's same thing. Same thing. It's just more severe.
First, let us apologize for being so long in closed session to those who are still here. If there was business, it was necessary. At this time, one more board member stepped out. I gotta do it. Sorry. Okay. At this time, we're gonna reconvene from executive session. Call the roll.
Mr. Whittington.
President.
Ms. Nesbit. Present. Ms. Contreras.
Present.
Ms. Cameron.
Present.
Ms. Rogers. President Gardner.
Present. Okay. At this time, most of our action items have already been addressed. We're going to table action item 24-238, which is the HESPA contract, and the recommendation is that we table it at this time, and we will come back with it. Can I get a motion on it?
So moved.
Second?
This is the table that I.
This is the table action item 24-238 as discussed in executive session.
Ms. Rogers.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit.
Aye.
Mr. Whittington.
Aye.
President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, next we have our next regular board meeting will be,
Ms. Gardner, you have, the executive session minutes.
I usually submit it on for special board of education meeting November 12th. I'll have the next set, I'll be caught up next week.
okay, so that's what, okay. And again,
So we still have to vote on the November 12th.
I move that we, approve the special board of education meeting minutes for November 12th, 2024.
can we get them? Second. Call the roll.
Ms. Rogers. Mr. Whittington. Ms. Contreras.
Aye.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Nesbit. President Gardner.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, our next regular board meeting will be Tuesday, January 21st, 2025 at 6 p.m. If there's no other announcement or comments, this meeting is adjourned.
So moved.
Call the roll.
Ms. Cameron.
Aye.
Ms. Contreras. Mr. Whittington. Ms. Nesbit. Ms. Rogers. President